Hi everyone, so to turn a baby doll into a mandrake you're going to need latex, cotton wool, craft knife, some foil and some masking tape. First of all, cut a hole in either side of the baby doll's head. This is so you can put the branches through. Then I rolled up some masking tape and wrapped it in foil to create this sort of long sausage of foil, and I threaded it through the head and then twisted it together to create a sort of tree-like shape. Then cut a hole in the back of the head and stuff in another piece of foil and masking tape wrapped together to create another part of the trunk for the top part. Then you need to remove the hands and the feet. In the end, I could have just left the feet because I decided to have the root in a pot, but never mind. Then what you do is where the arms are, you need to attach a long piece of rolled up foil. This is going to make the roots because the arms and legs are roots on the mandrake from the pictures I've seen. And just adding little bits to make it look a bit more root-like. And then I'm using some tape to position the arms because the arms on this baby doll just stay stuck outwards in a T shape. So I used the masking tape to position the arms so they're facing down a bit more. Just added a bit more foil so it looks a bit more root-like with two bits coming off the end. Then, because it's a soft body one instead of a plastic one, I've covered the whole thing in masking tape just to protect the soft body of the doll because I didn't want it to go like mouldy or anything by getting wet inside because I don't think it would dry properly. Then add some latex to the face and get a small piece of cotton and basically make it so it looks at first of all like a giant moustache on the baby. Then add another piece at the bottom and this will form the large mouth on the mandrake. Add a bit more cotton to build it up wherever it's needed, and obviously I'm using plenty of cotton to fill the area between the neck and the head because on the mandrake there's no sort of defined neck or anything, it just sort of goes from head to body in one big piece. Then I'm adding some pieces for the top of the eyes and adding a piece of cotton wool to the nose. The advantage of using cotton wool and latex is with the cotton bud you can shape it to whatever you want. So once it's got that layer of latex on it, it's actually quite like you're able to manipulate it into shape a bit more. And I'm filling the gaps with cotton and then covering it in a layer of tissue on the sort of rooty branchy bits at the top of the head. And then basically what you want to do is cover the whole doll's head in a layer of cotton wool and latex and help it to smooth the transition from the head into the roots so it doesn't look like it's stuck on, it looks like it's actually growing out of the head of the mandrake. So just keep working on that till you've blended it all in. What I'm doing is adding a bit of cotton wool and latex up the foil sort of trunk, as it were. This coats the foil so I can paint it and also will add a nice texture to it as well. And as you can see, I'm just making sure I cover the entire head in latex and cotton. And what I did once this had sort of not dried but sort of was starting to dry, I was able to manipulate it to add little grooves and shapes into the texture of it, but I'll show you that in the next video. And then what I'm doing now is I'm going to cover that cheek and eye area in a bit of tissue paper and latex, and the same on the other side. It's just to make sure all that doll skin's covered up really. And as you can see, that big piece of tissue covered quite a lot, but it's okay because I'll manipulate it back into shape in a bit. I'm adding a small piece of cotton and latex to the eye area, and what I'll do in a bit is manipulate that into shape. So as you see, by pressing on the tissue paper that had covered that layer of cotton, I can manipulate it into the shapes that I want. And by using the cotton bud, I can form the eye shape that I need. I've made the top part of the eye sort of sloping down into, so it looks like it's a grumpy face, and then got the cotton underneath for the bottom eyelid, which is quite big and protruding on a mandrake. And in those sort of hollow areas in the middle, I'll add an eyeball later on. This is just to form the basic sort of facial features of the mandrake. And then cover the forehead in a little bit of tissue paper. Adds a bit more texture to it, and also I was able to shape it a bit more, as you can see, by just pressing with the cotton bud. So basically at this stage you're applying cotton and latex and then pushing it around till it forms the shapes that you want to create the features of the mandrake. So that's stage 1. Part 2 I'll put up tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.